Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are jumping straight in. We are looking directly at ACIM, Lesson 147, Review Lessons 133, 134. Get ready because what we're unpacking today is an absolute game changer for how you handle your daily life and find your center.
Okay, let's dive right into this. A Course in Miracles can honestly feel a bit dense or super abstract sometimes, right? But what we're doing today is taking these profound spiritual concepts and turning them into practical, everyday steps. Specifically, we are reviewing two foundational ideas today. Lesson 133, which is, I will not value what is valueless, and Lesson 134, let me perceive forgiveness as it is.
Here's our quick roadmap for today's explainer. 1. ACIM Lesson 147 Overview. 2. Reviewing Lessons 133 and 134. 3. Criteria for True Value. 4. The Illusion of Loss. 5. Daily Practice Guide. And 6. Final Review and Subscribe. Let's get to it.
Section 1. ACIM Lesson 147 Overview. This is a crucial moment where the text hits pause and asks us to really integrate what we've learned, to make sure we haven't just glossed over these huge ideas. So here they are again, Lesson 133, I will not value what is valueless, and Lesson 134, let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Let's break this down into plain English so it makes total sense for everyone, no matter where you are on your journey. What does it actually mean to value what is valueless? Well, think about all the energy we waste chasing temporary stuff, worrying about our social status, buying things we definitely don't need, or stressing over what other people think of us. The text is basically saying, look, all of that is valueless because it simply doesn't last, and it absolutely does not bring you inner peace. And then we have forgiveness. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. The core message here is that holding on to grudges is just trapping yourself. True forgiveness isn't about letting someone else off the hook for bad behavior. It's about shifting your own perception so you can finally drop that toxic baggage. You're doing it to free your own mind. Move in right along to Section 2, Reviewing Lessons 13 and 134. The text does something deeply reassuring here by deliberately shifting us away from lofty, theoretical philosophy to focus on the immediate, practical benefits for your own happiness. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact contrast we're talking about. On one side, we have the ego's values. We're talking bodily concerns, the obsession with buying things, that midnight doom scrolling for random sales online, and seeking worldly status. The text is totally blunt here. If you focus heavily on this stuff, you're literally asking for sorrow, not happiness. But on the flip side, we have true values, things like eternal peace, heaven, and forgiveness. The Course isn't trying to strip away the fun things in your life. It's just pointing out that the world's version of satisfaction, it just doesn't actually satisfy us. Section 3. Criteria for True Value. The text doesn't just tell us to stop wanting things. It actually gives us a literal checklist, the laws of choice, to test if something is truly worth our desire. Check out how simple and uncompromising these 3 rules are. First, it must last forever. If something is temporary and just fades away with time, the text argues it was never real in the first place. A temporary value is actually zero value. Second, it cannot take from another person. If you winning means someone else has to lose, it completely fails the test. And third, it must be totally free of guilt. If you feel even a tiny shred of guilt about a choice you're making, the ego has already snuck in there and tainted the whole decision. Section 4. The Illusion of Loss. Let's look a bit closer at how the ego messes with us here, specifically regarding scarcity and competition. There is a seriously powerful quote from the text that hits the nail on the head. Who seeks to take away has been deceived by the illusion loss can offer gain. Let me just talk directly to you for a second. If you try to get ahead by taking from someone else, spiritually speaking, you end up with absolutely nothing. Why? Because you're just reinforcing a mindset of lack in your own life. And if you feel guilty about a mistake, the ego is just trying to deceive you, convincing you that you're somehow unworthy. But choosing the right, peaceful path, that shouldn't ever feel like a guilty burden. Section 5. Daily Practice Guide. So, the crucial point is, how do we actually apply this today? Let's shift from the philosophy into your exact instructions for the day. 2. The text is super specific here. It asks you to commit to exactly 2 extended practice periods to be completed throughout your day today. Just 2. And 15. Each of those 2 practice periods needs to be exactly 15 minutes of quiet reflection. That's just 30 minutes total out of your entire day to fundamentally reset your spiritual compass. When you sit down for those 15 minutes, you start by saying this exact phrase to yourself: I will not value what is valueless, and only what has value do I seek, for only that do I desire to find. By saying this, you're essentially emptying your hands. You're telling the universe, okay, I'm putting down all my stressful, ego-driven moles, and I'm totally open and ready for genuine peace.
Now, what about the rest of the day? When you inevitably get stressed out or when you have to make a tough call at work, use this shorter version: I will not value what is valueless, for what is valuable belongs to me. Just keep that in your back pocket as a quick mental reset button to cut through the noise. Let's move to Section 6, Final Review and Subscribe. Let's see how this all builds together and make sure these ideas really stick with you.
To finish up, let's powerfully reiterate our main focus for today. Lesson 133, I will not value what is valueless. Remember, stop chasing the exhausting, temporary things that just drain you. And Lesson 134, let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Drop your grievances so you can finally free your own mind. And as a quick summary of your homework, you need to do this exactly twice throughout the day for 15 minutes each time to really lock this in.
I want to leave you with this one final provocative thought. Heaven itself is reached by empty hands and open minds. Will you let go of the ego's false values today so that you can come with empty hands to claim absolutely everything? Seriously, think about what you are holding on to that you can safely put down today. If this explainer brought a little clarity and peace to your day, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Until next time, keep those hands empty and your mind open.